So what is small war? It is about operating hardware. Okay. So different hardware components. Okay. CPU, RAM, ROM kind of stuff. We'll go to small details about it. Okay. What is meaning of cabinet? What is CPU? Different properties of that CPU kind of stuff. What is RAM and ROM? What are the differences? What is RAM? What are the things we check in the RAM kind of stuff? What is ROM? What is ROM? What is BIOS? Okay. What is BIOS settings? Okay. What is boot processing? What is CMOS battery? What is motherboard? Okay. What is about your SMPS and hard disk partitions, MBR, GPT differences, file systems, SSD and hard disk differences, okay, and boot processing if possible, troubleshooting at boot processing level. These are the things we are learning. Only it is the basic details, basic idea. Already we have a little idea when we are checking about a system configuration. What we are checking in system configuration, computer means there is a processor. What is about a processor? What kind of processor it is? Okay. And next one is RAM is there. What is the RAM? What is the operating system? What is hard disk or SSD? Kind of stuff we already seen in the system. Okay, but here it is the how the components are actually look like and what is the some specifications about it. This is the basic block diagram of a computer. Okay, so there is a input and there is an output. So you are giving an input to system process and generating output on a output devices. While processing, if system means CPU, system is different, CPU is different. So CPU required to store a data in the memory devices, mainly primary memory devices. It will store it. If it is required any information from the memory devices, it will take it and process. Okay. So you want to store a data into the storage devices, like a secondary storage devices, or temporarily in primary storage devices, you can store the data. Okay. It's a traditional block diagram. Guys, we have a different components: CPU, RAM, ROM, motherboards, hard disk or SSDs, SD cards, DVDs, CDs, floppy disk, SMPS. These are the major cabinet components. Means these are the components which is actually inside this cabinet. This is a cabinet, guys, not CPU. Lot of people when they see a computer, so then the side tower box, they said it is a CPU. No, okay, it is a cabinet. The cabinet contains different kind of components like SMPS, motherboard, and hard disk, CD-RAM. Okay, and on motherboard directly CPU will be connected, RAM will be connected on motherboard. ROM is built on your motherboard only. Okay, CPU means central processing unit. It is a processor. It is a small chip. RAM, random access memory. So our main memory is our RAM only. ROM is in another hand. There is no specific ROM component on your motherboard because ROM is a lot of changes. Okay, the ROM chip we call it as a BIOS chip or a UEFI chip. Okay, motherboard. Every hardware component, every computer component is connected to your motherboard, either on motherboard or to motherboard. Means CPU directly connected to your motherboard. RAM is directly we can insert to your motherboard. Hard disk, we connect a hard disk using a cable from hard disk to motherboard. We will connect it. You connect keyboard and mouse to your motherboard through back panel connectivity. Okay, you connect USB drives to your motherboard, either front panel or back panel, means either directly or through cable you are connecting it. Hard disks, SSDs, for a storage purposes. Okay, CD, DVD, you want to store a data in optical drives, you can use CD, DVD part. SMPS. SMPS, which is provide a power supply to internal components. Our main power supply is 220 volts, 50 hertz frequency. Your main uh, power connection is there now. Here you connect a socket, so that is a 220 volts power supply. That is AC power supply, which is not suitable for our electronic components. Then we need a converting from AC to DC with the specific voltage levels. Which one is doing? SMPS. Of course, there is a floppy disk in olden days. Now floppy disk facility is removed. Not only these internal components to the cabinet and a few things we are connecting outside of our computers, like a keyboard, mouse. Mouse is a pointer device. Monitor is output device. Keyboard is an input device, right? Printer. So printer, like you have a document. For example, I have this document in a computer means it is a soft copy. I want to print on a paper. The the document on a paper, physical paper, it is a hard copy. So printer will convert this soft copy to hard copy. Scanner converts hard copy to soft copy. Okay. Of course, for laptop we have touchpads like a mouse kind of stuff. Touch screen for giving a input or a pointing purpose. Touchpads and touch screens also pointing purpose only. Touch screens also there. You are using a mobile phone touch screen, laptop touch screens, two-in-one laptops. Both you will get a like a it is look like a tab and as well as a laptop. So that is also sometimes having a touch screens. My laptop is also having a touch screen. It's a old laptop. It is having a touch screen. Mic and speakers. Now we are listening. Why? Because of able to listen because of I'm speaking. My will take a audio input, okay, and speaker will generate a audio output. Card readers, you can case if you have a SD cards kind of stuff, you can connect a card readers and you can read the data in it, or you can store the data in it. Bluetooth devices. So if you are want to connect your Bluetooth headphones kind of stuff, Bluetooth devices, Bluetooth connectivity is also there. External hard disk, you want to store so large amount of data is there, which you don't want to keep it in your your machine. You can store externally using external hard disk. For a backup purpose, also we use external hard disk. Okay. Joystick, or you want to transfer a huge data, big data, it is 5 GB, 10 GB, 20 GB, you want to transfer external hard disk. External hard disk also in a different ranges, 500 GB, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte of external hard disk is also there. Even more than 2 terabyte external hard disk also there. Joysticks. Joystick means generally we use it for playing games. Different type of joysticks are there. So for a game controlling purpose. Okay, these are the different components. Either some are first list is which is inside your cabinet. Okay, and second list is it is we can connect it to our cabinet. Okay. Then what is this CPU? CPU is the brain of computer. Okay, so CPU is a central processing unit. CPU do arithmetic and logical functioning. CPU is a very simple chip. We can see different type of CPUs on the screen. Okay, it is a simple chip which we connect to your motherboard. Very simple way I'm telling, but few things are important, guys. You are purchasing a CPU or you are purchasing a laptop. Compulsory go to their specifications. For example, I'm going to Amazon, then I will search for a laptop or a CPU or a desktop. Okay, so some laptop it is showing. We will try. This is Ryzen. Better understanding is Intel. 78,000, but disappointment is 16 GB are required, but it is not 16 GB. Paste cost. You can see this i5 11th generation processor. So now you want to know about this processor. Okay. So it is gaming laptop, of course. About your processor also, you will get 4.5 gigahertz operating, 4.5 gigahertz speed processor it is. Other processor facilities, laptop things are there, but processor things are not here. So this is my, I want to buy this laptop for example. It is staying in the less laptop. I have this processor. I want to know about this processor. So when I put it in Google, then what I'm getting? A link from Intel, direct Intel one. You can see this is a processor. So you can check it. What is the speed? 4.5. What is the cache memory? 12 MB. So it is a processor model. Number of cores, number of threads. Okay, processor, not a single processor. It is 6-core processor. 12 threads are there. 4.5 gigahertz turbo speed. 12 MB internal cache memory. And what is consumption also showing? RAM support. If you are using this processor, it will support up to 128 GB RAM. So you can put a single 128 GB RAM if possible. Otherwise 64 plus 64 if possible. Okay. So currently 32 GB RAM, single RAMs are easily available, but 64 GB RAMs are very rarely available. Okay. Memory type, it is showing 30 to 100 MTS kind of stuff. Okay, 30 to 100 megahertz frequency RAMs is suitable. Okay, this type of RAMs only suitable. If you go to here, this is 8 GB RAM, but in a 8 GB RAM also it is showing it is 8 GB RAM DDR4 30 to 100 megahertz, which is what it is telling. Okay, what RAM he is used, same 30 to 100 megahertz. So 30 to 100 megahertz. Only two RAM slots it support. Two RAMs you can insert it like a 64 plus 64 maximum. It contains internal graphics like a UHD graphics it is showing, not a Iris Xe UHD graphics for 11th. So what is this speed kind of stuff? Of course, it is supporting 4K. I think so. You have to check it once more. Other expansion slots and all information. This is the socket configuration information. Okay, so what are the features, advanced technology features? Deep learning boost, high definition audio, wacom voice. So many are there, facilities are also there. And it is a 64-bit PC, and these are the instructions inside. Instruction set is 64. And virtualization technology, I said no, you have to buy a laptop with virtualization technology, yes. Okay, so these are the features and specifications about your CPU. Like any CPU, you can search for any CPU, you will get those kind of details. So try from Intel. Of course, AMD also having details from AMD website. So this is the processor, i5 processor, 11th generation. So 11th generation i5 processor, 4.4 gigahertz, LGA 1200 means, what is 1200 means? That socket size. Okay, number of pins per processor it is. 6-core processor and supporting Intel chipset 500 or 400 chipsets only. Like see that is supporting motherboard also it is showing. So it is processor is 1200 megahertz, sorry 1200 LGA, and this motherboard also 1200 LGA. It support both 10th generation and this one 11th generation processor. RAM 3200 megahertz. You want to know about this processor? Only a processor, right? Not a laptop. So it is also same 11th generation, almost all same details, 12 MB cache and all. It's a desktop model processor. It is not mobile model. Same 6-core, 12 threads, 12 MB cache, 4.4 gigahertz, 2.6 gigahertz processor. Suitable RAM, DDR4 3200, 128 GB up to support, 2 memory channels. It contains UHD graphics 720, 730 in built-in graphic things. Of course, virtualization technology is S. Intel 64-bit processor. Instructions are 64. Okay, just what I'm trying to say. If you want to buy a processor, then you can see the speed of the processor, the clock speed 2.6 gigahertz, okay, or a 4.4 gigahertz. That's the clock speed. 64-bit processor or 32-bit processor. FSB is for RAM purpose. So you have a processor and motherboard, it means compulsory you have a RAM is required. Without RAM, it won't work. So what type of RAM you have to take based on that FSB. DDR4 3200. That is the FSB based on FSB only. Okay. Cache memories. Generally L3 cache memories. Okay, my system only 3 MB cache memory. I showed one processor that is 12 MB cache memory. Number of cores per processor, number of threads. Okay, so 2-core processor, 4 threads, 4-core processor, 4 threads, 4-core processor, 8 threads, 6-core processor, 12 threads. That kind of stuff is also there. That's our logical processors. Okay, and built-in Intel virtualization technologies there are not. So any processor you are either you are purchasing a processor or a laptop, you must check these details. Okay. Processors are different manufacturer of processors are there. Intel and AMD are the main competitors for desktop and laptop processors. Others also there. Via Motorola. Everybody knows Qualcomm Snapdragon. That is also a processor manufacturing. Snapdragon is a processor from Qualcomm. Okay. Mobile phone purpose. Okay. In a processor, there is a 32-bit type of processor, 64-bit type of processors also there. Okay. What is the bit means? The instruction set and data size is 64 in the 64-bit processor, 32 in the 32-bit processor. Okay. Instruction size and data size is 32 in the 32-bit processor. What is the point here, 32 or 64? Why should we know? Guys, your processor is 32-bit, then you have to install operating system is also 32-bit operating system only. Applications also it will run, and drivers we should install only 32-bit size only, not 64 or 16. 16-bit applications on 32 it's difficult to run, but it can run. But we cannot install 64-bit application on 32-bit operating system. On the other hand, guys, so what is this 64-bit processor? If you take 64-bit processor, what are the things are there? Okay, so 64 means compared to 32, it is a bigger the size, so we can run complex instructions, okay, and processing big size data. So okay, so if you are using 64-bit instead of 32, you require more RAM and more disk space. Why? Because of complex instructions and as well as big size instructions and data. Okay, so even I given a one example here. If I want to if I choose 32-bit system, so with Windows 10 minimum requirements to install 32-bit system is minimum 1 GB RAM is there or not, 16 GB hard disk is there or not is important. If I have a 64-bit system, I want to install Windows 10, minimum 2 GB RAM is required, to 20 GB hard disk space is required. Okay, of course, the bigger size you have to take it, cost also little increases, but other facilities are we have. Multi-core processing, not a one single core or a dual core. So 6-core processor, 8-core processor also available. So in 64-bit processor, multi-core processors are there. UEFI support is there. Drivers must be digitally secure. Signature, okay, digitally signature. Virtualization technology is also possible. What is the use of this virtualization technology? So just before we talk, before we start, we talking something, right? Docker kind of stuff. Simple, guys. In my PC, I want to do Linux machine. How to do? I have to format entire operating system. So I have to remove Windows 10. Then I have to install Linux. But tomorrow again, I need a Windows machine. I cannot get it. So what I do, I'll buy another computer, then install a Linux operating system, and we can use it. Okay. Guest OS, host OS. Okay, so somewhere I'm skipping. Guys, your physical machine is Windows 10. It means that is your guest OS. In virtual machine, you install an operating system. Either it can be a Linux or Windows or Ubuntu kind of system or Unix kind of system or a Windows Server kind of stuff. It is a guest OS only if you are installing in a virtual machine. Okay. So we can run multiple virtual machines on a single physical machine instead of purchasing or maintaining multiple physical machines. Uh, Completely bored or sleepy?
No, sir.
Okay, not yet sleeping. Okay, no problem. Okay, guys. So processor. So every processor, whenever
Sir,
start, yeah, tell me.
sir, I have a question. Like, sir, correct me if I'm wrong. Sir, multi-core processor enables us to use multiple programs in our system, right? Is this the multi? Is it the multi-core
Multitasking
processors use?
become more easier. Actually, good
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
So olden days, one processor, one cache memory, okay, which is built inside of this one only. Okay, okay. So I'm writing in separate manner. See, one processor should be go line by line cache memory. Of course, there is a RAM also there. From RAM to cache memory to processor, and RAM to cache memory to processor. So only line by line, faster the processor is there, faster execution is happens. Multitasking is there, but it is based on the priority management. But people got a one problem, that is the processor you cannot go much bigger. Why? Because of it is a size limitation problem. So then they combined two processors and with a single cache. So any instruction is there, okay, it will share to different processor. Okay, so what will happen? So speed of you doing will be increases. But later the core processors, dual core means it's the same processor you divide into two parts because processor is already powerful. So why should we concentrate on much bigger again? So it is has a certain limit, right? So it has a like this. So each core having a separate cache memories. So at a time, for example, it is a 4 core. Even if you open a 4 applications, 4 tasks at a time, it runs smoothly. Okay, faster execution possible. Number of threads. This is number of cores. Number of thread means each core again divided into two more parts. Then number of threads.
Yes, sir. Sir, so what
Yeah.
if we try and run more applications like my processor is a like quad core processor. So what
Yes.
if I try and run more than 4 applications? Will the
No problem, no
processor?
problem. System, if it is can handle, it will handle. It is not like that 4 application, 3 application, but at a time means parallelly it will can able to manage multiple applications. So it while it is executing, if it required a priority is there, priority. For example, you know, so like priority means which process is more important than current processor or a processor in the queue. Based on that, so it will put them into the line whether it is single or a multiple, which will manage the priorities. Based on the priority, the execution comes first.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Guys, every processor, while it is running, it gets heated. It's get heated. What we don't do anything. Processor is getting heated. If one it is go to overheating, it will burn automatically. But processor is very important. It is a brain of your computer. What people do, they put a heat sink on it. Heat sink is some metallic material. So we put a heat sink on a processor. The processor is heating. The heat sink will be absorb the heat from your processor. Absorb the heat from your processor. Okay, so whenever this heat sink absorb the heat, so that there is a fan is there. Okay, heat sink fan is there. So the fan will take the heat out. So make it cool, make it cool or heat sink. So then your processor maintains same stable um, heat. Okay, but sometimes because of the dust, because of improper installation of heat sink, okay, or a fan is not running, in that cases processor will get more heated. Processor when it is go to overheated, it will be damaged. To avoid this damaging, what system is doing, it restart your PC again and again. Okay, so PC started working, system is getting overheated, system will restart automatically without showing any errors. So if it is restarting like that without showing any errors, try to understand there is a process is getting overheated, then go to your system, open your cabinet, okay, check why it is happened. Sometimes heatsink paste is there between your heatsink and the bottom. Okay, so clean the machine so then dust particles will be removed. Okay, lesser the dust, better heat reduction. Okay, that is a guys. This is about your CPU. Okay, next one is RAM, ROM, and BIOS kind of stuff. I'll tell about RAM, then after break I will tell about a ROM. Guys, RAM primary memories are two. There is a primary memories and secondary memories. Two memories are there. Yes, in primary memories, RAM and ROM. Random access memory, read-only memory. RAM is also known as a main memory. Main memory. RAM store data temporary way. Whenever the power is off, data gone from the RAM. ROM is there is a permanent memory. Whenever the power is off, data is gone from the ROM. But see what is it? So that properties. So volatile memory, non-volatile memory. Volatile memory means so whenever you shut down your computer, automatically data will be lost. Okay, ROM. The ROM is non-volatile memory. What is this non-volatile memory? Even if you shut down your computer, still you can able to access. Okay, sorry, non-volatile memory. Okay, even your power off, data safe in the storage device. Okay. So here it is, some of the non-volatile devices, including your hard disk, SSD, pen drive, SD cards, non-volatile. Means when you connect it, are not connected, so automatically you can communicate. What I'm speaking also. Volatile means temporary. When power is off, data loss. Non-volatile is permanent. Non-volatile is even the power is off, data won't be lost. Just remember, RAMs can be changeable. You can add a RAM, you can remove the RAM, you can replace the RAM. But ROMs are fixed chips. Okay, ROMs are fixed chips. We cannot change like as we whenever we require kind of stuff. Okay, RAM is a volatile memory. It stores data temporarily, but there is a two type of RAMs: SRAM and DRAM. SRAM is a static RAM, DRAM is a dynamic RAM is a DRAM. Okay, SRAM is from static RAM. SRAMs are generally used inside your PC as a cache memories. So S3 RAMs are static RAMs are basically built inside your CPU. It is a cache memory. DRAM is developed into SDRAM and different other RAMs also. This SDRAM further developed into DDR, SDRAM, DDR2, DDR3, DDR4, DDR5 is released into the market. Already released into the market. When you check your RAM, guys, what you will check it? Size of the RAM, right? MBs, GBs, TBs of RAMs. And every RAM has a clock speed. 1600, 3200, 3400, 2666, like that. So every RAM has a clock speed, 1600 megahertz. So what RAM you have to choose to install, okay, to either you are to inserting newly or maybe you are replacing existing RAM or you are inserting new, replace or you are inserting new one or you are adding additional RAM. Guys, you have to check the CPU compatibility, your motherboard compatibilities, motherboard specifications. Based on that, you can change or upgrade or replace of your RAM. Different voltage levels also there. If you are not sure about which is a suitable RAM, use your old RAM, working RAM in your system. Use that RAM to get a proper RAM. If you want to upgrade array, replace the existing RAM. Guys, every RAM in different stages, but I want to talk about SODIMM, a small outline DIMM. In laptop and mini PCs, we use SODIMM packages. Each RAM having different pin configurations. Guys, you cannot replace one RAM with some different RAM. For example, my laptop RAM is DDR3. So I want to go for DDR4 for my laptop. So you cannot do it. This is the cache memory, RAM, and arithmetic and logical unit, guys. All our devices, keyboard, mouse, monitors, everything is connected through IO controller. IO controller give the instructions and data to RAM. RAM will give it to CPU through cache memory. So why we are using cache memory? It fastens the data transferring. Okay, faster access. Okay, CPU do arithmetic and logical unit, cache, store the data from CPU, RAM to IO controllers, IO controller to IO devices. Okay, so this is North Bridge and South Bridge. In the North Bridge, which is a North Bridge is a chip used to communicate between your cache memory and ROM. Okay, RAM, sorry. South Bridge used for connecting remaining peripherals. Okay. So in cache memory also levels are there, level 1, level 2, level 3. Okay. Different cache. Again, North Bridge means which is make a communication between CPU and RAM. Okay. And South Bridge will do from RAM to other components. Next is started with the ROM, guys. Yeah. So after small break, I will tell what is ROM.